We're live, everyone. Well, this is Chris Gordon. Welcome to Hellblazerbiz. As you can see, I have got the wonderful cast members of Cobra Kai who have joined this evening for a live chat, and this is it's already going to turn very lively, I think, and a lot of fun. So we've got Susan Gallagher, who's Homeless Lynn, on the show. We've also got Matt Lewis, who is Ron in the All Valley Championship board, as well as Cara Annmarie from the All Valley Championship board. And we've got Kurt Yue. It's you, isn't it? Sorry, Kurt. It's plays George from the All Valley Championship board, I believe. And also we've got Rose Bianco. Yaya. I'll do it. Rick Perez, who is you reap what you sow. Brilliant. Excellent there. Rick, nice to have you as well. Jeff Kaplan there as well.
Yeah, Rick was awesome. I have not seen him before.
Oh, thank you so much.
Jeff there, the bad boy crew's there as well.
Oh.
And last but definitely not least, Erin Bradley Dangar, who is Councillor Blatt, who really had me laughing and wanting to throw things at the TV screen in season 3.
Thank you for having us, Chris.
No, well, thank you guys for joining. This is, as I say, this is a first for me for the show, in both having everybody on at once and also for the fact that it's on YouTube going live at the moment. We've got 4 people watching at the moment. And we've got some Dorothy M says she ain't gonna hurt you.
Dorothy.
So yeah, this is great. Thanks everyone who's going to be watching and tuning into this. I really appreciate it. So basically we're here to just have a chat, find out, obviously ask some questions. Also, I completely forgot. I'm so sorry, Helen. I introduced everyone.
It's okay. I'm not important.
You're very important. You're very important, Helen. Helen is one of the lucky fans who actually about to join us tonight as well to come in. It's very active. So yeah, welcome, Helen.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet everybody face to face. It's like
hello.
Helen.
Yeah, I was wondering who you were. Secret cast member. No.
I mean, so great. So, I mean, yeah, this is going to be very, as I say, new ground for me as well. So, you guys have all rocked it. I'm going to say this straight away. I'm a fan. I'm kind of geek boying out here. I know I've spoken to most of you guys before, but obviously Jeff, Cara, Kurt, I've not had the pleasure of talking to you yet, and it is very difficult as a fan just to sit here and try and do a show like this and realize you're sitting talking to people who you really admire, watching on such a fantastic show like Cobra Kai as well, which is just really, it's just come up a storm. First thing, how have you guys just enjoyed the ride? Because a lot of you have been there from season 1, you've come through and you've seen it get bigger and bigger and just like this massive piece of tumbleweed going, and now it's just like rocking down the hill and it's worldwide #1 hit. How does that feel?
Everybody all at once.
Yeah, go on, all the way. Yeah. You can go around. Yeah, this is where it's going to get difficult. Who do I pinpoint?
I've actually never seen the show, so I can't.
I just don't have the time.
Kurt is too cool. Kurt is just too cool for school.
I mean, I think it was my first thought is that we spent a while on YouTube. And we were just sort of this underdog show, and there were a lot of fans that found the show just because it was connected to Karate Kid and they wanted to check it out. But I still had a lot of friends that were like, "Oh yeah, I know it's been 2 years. I still need to see that show. How do I watch it?" I'd tell them, and they'd be like, "I'm not going to sign up for another thing. Sorry, maybe it'll come out on DVD or something." So being able to move to Netflix was really exciting, and I remember. Hearing Ralph in an interview, and he was asked about the move from YouTube to Netflix, and he said it was a lot like going from off-Broadway to Broadway with the same show. And I thought that was a pretty good analogy.
It is. I feel when I started, I just was happy to get cast and get a recurring role, and that was super fun. And we had some intense, wonderful fans, like Chris. And we loved it, and we were lucky, and we even got together with some fans at a convention here in Atlanta. But then now it's like, gosh, it's like we've hit the lottery because, now it's increased our castability, I think, in general. So it's just like a real great thing for us, at least that much.
Yeah, you've been doing pretty good. I saw you in that movie with Jamie Foxx. That was really cool.
That was cool.
I saw you on WandaVision the other night too.
Definitely hitting off. That is great, and I guess that is something, you know, obviously because you're all actors, so this is what you love doing. So seeing something coming out where you basically landed this show, and it is great, and seeing the opportunities. I mean, I follow, you know, I follow you. It sounds, I hate that word. When you sit and I follow you all. No, that's not. I'm not stalking, right?
Stalking me, pretty boy.
Throw the shoe at him, Lynn.
Yeah, I'm just scared of Susan because she might hurt. You know, she ain't gonna hurt me, but you never know.
But there's no telling what Lynn would do. So.
Oh wow. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to stop this here because I've got a surprise guest who I didn't hear back from. Ron Thomas is going to join us.
Oh, hey, Ron. Right.
Boy. Pastor Bobby.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, that's just taking. Ron, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey, buddy.
Wow. Great, thanks for joining. Great. Well, we're currently on live now at the YouTube at the moment, so I appreciate you joining. That's awesome.
Well, I thought I'd pop in and say hi.
Hi, Ron.
Oh.
I'd like to say something about Ron. Because one of the best things that's happened for me is to meet fans like Helen Irving. Thank you so much for all your support for the show and all of us. But I have got so many female fans that are in love with Ron Thomas, also known as Preacher Boy, and Father Bobby, the priest.
Not a priest.
The priest.
That's all.
I had to join when I found out Susan was on. I had to join to say hi because my alter ego, Pastor Bobby, is trying to reform her alter ego.
She needs your help.
Homeless.
She definitely needs your help.
Homeless hussy. Trying to get her into the church. What's that?
Does she understand that, or does she think that there's something more going on there?
I don't know. You know, there's lots of twists and turns in this storyline. We'll see.
That's right. That's right. Bring it.
Tell him, Ron. You reap what you sow. Tell him.
Roger that.
I'd do that. Yeah.
I think Jeff and I, you know, you could double team Jeff and I and try to reform us, Ron. So
yeah, I need saved.
Yeah.
That's some season 4 storyline there.
Helen, I just want to say, Helen Irving is somebody who has followed me for a very long time, and it's so lovely to see you in person like that.
Oh,
sort of in person.
You.
Sort of in person.
Yeah, sort of in person. No, it's been really to see everybody today. It's absolutely. I'm lost for words at the moment. I've got a million questions and just it's like nothing is coming out. It's just sort of, I'm fangirling at the moment till I calm down.
Awesome.
But no, you've been such a great support, Helen. We appreciate you very much. Really
no, and I would like to thank you as well, Rick, because he sent. Before, I think it was at the end of your filming of season 3, so that was like almost 2 years ago, and you sent me a birthday message, which was and I've always wanted to just thank you face to face, and now I can kind of do that. So it was really appreciated and lovely, and it's so on a fan's sort of perspective, to actually to be able to interact with the cast is incredible. It really whether it's just over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or like this. It really is an absolute privilege, and I thank all of you, which is
excellent. Thank you.
We're humbled. Thank you.
Yeah,
I think it's only fitting that you won this spot because, as Susan hinted, you're a huge supporter. I mean, not only do you share all of our posts and help us to get the word out about things, but you helped Susan with her logo contest prize, right?
Yes, well,
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, we're still working that out, but she has the most charming bed and breakfast in Italy, guys. I plan to visit,
Really?
even though she's Scottish. Her husband's Italian, and it's absolutely beautiful. There is beautiful scenery. When you fly into, I think, Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, when COVID hit, but she offered that for a week, and we're still kind of, going to work that out. But I'm looking forward to visiting.
Yeah.
Road trip, everybody.
Yeah,
No,
I'm half Italian, and I've never seen Italy, so of course this is definitely something.
Here you go, Rose.
Well, let's all meet there next year
There
in
we go.
person and do this.
Yes.
That's right.
Do a Comic-Con
That's right.
together, right? And you
Awesome.
guys can tell it.
Cobra Kai comes to Italy. Yeah, go on, Helen.
We're going to have to do a Comic-Con now. Venice Comic-Con.
Be there. Capiche? You be there.
I think you touched on a great point as well, though, Helen, is the fact that all of you guys are so great with the fans. It's very, I mean, I think obviously social media is coming a lot more, but there's so many shows out there where you just don't feel in touch with the cast. But you guys, it's just like, we're all a big family. I won't say you, but we are. It's like all the fans and cast, you all treat everyone like family, every single one of you. And it's just so nice. And I think that might be one of the reasons why one part of the reason why the show is a huge success as well, is because it's such a mutual support, because you're really passionate about the project. I mean, we've got Ron in the bottom, the original Bobby there, and he's coming back. And I mean, it's just right about the fact that the character of Bobby is such a Pastor Bobby, pastor, not priest yet, Pastor Bobby, such a beloved character, as well. And all of you are, and you've all endeared yourselves so much to the fans because you're just so enthusiastic with your responses as well. I mean, is that something from your side of things that you feel is pushed the show some more as well? It's just being able to reach out to the people who watch it.
I think that, and Ron can speak to this, probably the original fan base of the Karate Kid movies was just such a wonderful, loyal group of people, because the positive message that those movies gave to everyone. I mean, I've had so many people say the Karate Kid saved me, and when I was growing up, and I mean, I'd like to hear Ron speak to that, because the fans are such wonderful people.
Yeah, what's interesting, what you guys are alluding to, the original cast of the original Karate Kid are a group of the most wonderful, amazing people that I've had a relationship with for decades. Since the beginning, we've never lost touch. From Ralph Macchio to Billy Zabka to the directors, the people behind the scenes, in front of the camera, they're all down to earth. And we've always reached out to the fans and communicated with them. This is pre-internet, pre-social media, but the new cast, the new Cobra Kai cast, Susan and Rick and the new kids and everything, they are also, they carried on that tradition. They're also very down to earth, awesome people, communicate with the fans. And it's part of the energy and the synergy that creates, that is part of the success of the whole franchise. The original Karate Kid has changed lives, as Susan mentioned, because my take on it is, and I've gotten this message for years and years and years, it saved my life, or your character inspired me to get involved with martial arts. And it had the positive message of Mr. Miyagi, but it was really people got involved in the martial arts. And the martial arts is what changes people's lives. And I've told this story before. I was in a room of over 400 black belts at a convention one time, and we were in Las Vegas. And the question was asked to the crowd, how many of you would turn your black belt in, give your black belt back if you went out tonight and won $1 million jackpot? not one hand went up, because you cannot put a price on on how going from white belt to black belt changes a person and gives them self-esteem and confidence and respect and self-respect and honor, the things that are built into the martial arts. And the Karate Kid, you know, initiated all of these people all over the world starting in the martial arts. It's gotten them off drugs. It's gotten them out of suicidal, you know, ideation. It's gotten them off the streets. It's done so much for so many people. So, you know, it's not just the movie, but also the martial arts in general, the training. That's why I'm trying to get homeless Lynn into my dojo at my church. I'm gonna reform her, get her off the streets. He hasn't got that message yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
She doesn't want to miss a meal, so I would say that food would be your
So anyway.
No, I think as well, but especially sort of with the Karate Kid and then going into Cobra Kai as well. The writers and the creators, or not all the writers, they've really still kept the sense of Mr. Miyagi in the show as well, which is a huge part for the Karate Kid based fans as well, to have Pat Morita, Mr. Miyagi, still in the show, even though he's not with us, and it's such a magical thing. Do you guys sort of on set, do you ever feel sort of when you're doing a line or a scene or anything, it's like a Miyagi moment for you? That's a question I would love to know if for any of you. So, have you ever sort of felt the presence of Mr. Miyagi in your scene or anything like that?
Well, I don't know if I've ever felt that, because I'm not really a good guy in the show. But on one of the sets on season 2, when I'm on the beach and I fight Ralph Macchio, Miyagi's daughter actually showed up on set, and that was a really cool experience to just meet his actual real family. And she was there, and she was sweet. You can just sense that human inside of her that we all grew to love in the movies. And yeah, that was a beautiful moment. But I just wanted to share that part.
That is very cool.
Was that Ali Morita? Do you remember?
I can't remember her name actually, but I did get a picture with her. So I chased her down at the end. I'm like, wait.
No, I guess I don't. No, my obviously me and Carmen are not part of that world like at all. So I haven't really felt that. I can say there are little bonsai trees in the dressing rooms now. You know, when I went into the dressing room last year, was it last year? It was a long time ago. You know, it was like, oh, bonsai trees. It's like they have little bonsai trees all over the place. So I think that those guys, they really have a lot of reverence for the original. Clearly.
Sure.
Clearly.
And this in season 3, the letters, when Daniel is reading all of the letters, I was losing it.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to have that much life and words to him. It's extraordinary how he's continued the story ongoing. It's really a beautiful tribute that's continuing. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Definitely. And there's all they keep the bonsai trees, the pictures. There's a lot it's just it's the whole ethos of it is just so nice to see, like you just said, Cara, and just those letters it did out. I've got to admit, you know, I was sitting there just like, I've got something in my eye, you know. It was really touching.
The truth is, you know, none of us are sitting here today without Pat Morita.
Right.
Yeah.
Without Mr. Miyagi. I mean, he really was a force in bringing the whole franchise to what it is today. And you know, there's a lot of actors that could have played Mr. Miyagi, but there's not I think he's the only one that could have done Mr. Miyagi, like embodied him, you know. It was just meant to be. So
Well, I've been able to spend
a great tribute to Pat Morita. He was a really dear friend of mine.
Oh. The time that I've been able to spend on set has been primarily with Ralph, and you can tell that he's very reverent and protective of the spirit of Miyagi, and that sort of filters down to everyone else. There are a lot, you know, there's sometimes on set when I don't know, maybe somebody's not in the mood or not feeling it or not having the best day or, you know, whatever, but I have never experienced that. I mean, I've told friends anytime I get the chance that the Cobra Kai set is just the coolest set to be on. Everyone is so kind and so into it, and the crew's got all their Cobra Kai merch on, and not just a day at the office for anyone.
Hang on one second here. I'm in my office. This was given to me by Pat Morita.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
And let's see, really quickly, in the beginning of this was at the end of the movie. He gave us this photo album. We got to fill it with our own stuff. But it says, it was at Happy Holidays. It was during the Christmas season when we were wrapping up the movie. Happy Holidays, you and family for whole life, Mr. Miyagi.
Oh,
and I think his daughter, I think Allie is the one that did this drawing.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
This is filled with memorabilia, pictures from the set. You know,
that's beautiful.
What a nice gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
Now that's a nice wrap gift. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's setting the bar really high.
Yeah. Right.
No, having something like that, it could actually be more priceless than the car or things like that, or the jacket from Johnny that they got to take home. This is an actual personal gift from, you know, and it's more than just a set prop. Okay, the set props are fantastic, but to have something like that is amazing, really.
Thank you for sharing that, Ron.
Yeah, thanks. That's amazing.
Beautiful.
Lovely story. Lovely. Before we move on, anyway, can I just ask? I've got Dorothy M is currently chatting away on the YouTube chat, which is why I keep looking down, and she would love to say, everyone just say hey to Dorothy M.
Hey, Dorothy.
Hey, Dorothy.
And also to Wimob420. That's the use. I don't. That's the username. So they're on there as well.
Wimob 420. What do you say? All right, buddy.
That's the username. I can't see what the name is, but there you go. Sorry, don't just ask that if they could say hello. So.
Yeah, we feel we already know them. But,
yeah. I mean, that's I was going to say as well, obviously, you know, that was beautiful. That is just that amazing, that run. That's some amazing stories coming out, and that's brilliant. And just to hear that you've all got that ethos behind you as well. I mean, I was going to just be myself and crack a joke when I normally can when I'm feeling nervous, and I was going to say, I bet Homeless Lynn's probably seen quite a few spirits, but they wouldn't have been anything like that kind of spirit. They would have been all the kind you knock back, and probably Cruz as well, to be fair. Looking at
I think Lynn and Cruz need to get together.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should be
West Side Story meets Cobra Kai. Something like, you know, it's going to be something scary there. I got you.
There's a season 4 storyline, though, isn't it? We've already had that.
There you go.
You know, Lynn, Cruz, and then Pastor Bobby trying to reform them both.
It's a spin-off, right?
And Councillor Black can do some counselling. You know,
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see Pastor Bobby Preacher Boy and Counselor Platt. Yeah.
yeah, maybe I volunteer on the weekends.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Got to have that moral compass.
All you committee members volunteering, right?
That's where all these ideas come from, the hugs not hits and things like that.
Right.
Oh yeah, wait. Did you post the picture of that quote in Entertainment Weekly, Erin? I'm sorry. That was just the best thing ever.
She brought me the magazine this week because I was looking everywhere. I went to the bookstore. I guess it's not out on newsstands yet. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Rose brought me a copy of Entertainment Weekly, and they quoted Counselor Blatt in it, the "Hugs Not Hits" line.
Awesome.
My name in there. It was really cool.
Really cool. I almost fell out.
About getting.
Bravo, Erin. Bravo, baby.
So your plan is to hug kids? Oh, sorry. I'm going back to script. I'm sorry.
When it's safe to do so again, not right now.
Sorry. I have to go to anger management with like Mike Barnes or something. That Roger, it just keeps coming back. I'm sorry.
Excellent. So Kurt and Cara then as well, obviously, and Matt, because you guys are actually the board members and stuff like. How does it feel with you, being part of the show as well? And obviously, you've got the authority. I can't think of another word. So authority would be that kind of coming in and overseeing things and obviously working with like sort of Johnny and Daniel and stuff like that as well, and putting the boot down basically. I mean, to be fair, you've been quite rigid in some of your films.
I think I remember, we were talking about fans earlier, and I think most of us, if not all of us, we started off as fans right before we even had a chance to audition for the show. And I remember hearing about the show first, then finding out that it was going to shoot in Atlanta, and then getting my first audition, and then going through that whole process. And then I remember the first time on set, and then meeting our tournament committee, Matt and Cara and Keith, who's not here. But that first time on set, it was really surreal. And one of the moments I'll never forget was we were sitting in our cast waiting area, and the four of us, the four committee members, were all kind of sitting in our chairs, and Ralph and Billy were sitting like maybe 10 feet in front of us in their chairs, and they had their own custom chairs with Billy's chair had Cobra Kai logo behind it. And then Ralph's chair had the Miyagi-Do logo behind it. And they were just sitting next to each other, like chatting. And we're sitting back here just like in awe, staring at them. And I remember elbowing Matt because he was sitting right next to him. I'm like, look at that. So we were just so excited to be there. And I remember that that was the first episode where Johnny Lawrence comes in and asks to get Cobra Kai reinstated, right? And when during that scene, when Ralph walks in, he walks in the meeting late, and Matt's character is like, "Hey, Daniel, you made it." And I remember looking at Matt, and he had that like the genuine excitement on his face of like, "Daniel, you made it." And I was looking at Matt, I was like, "This guy isn't even acting. He's just so happy to see Ralph Macchio walk in the door."
Yeah.
Keith, hello.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's up, Keith?
Happy New Year.
We were just
talking about you.
Yeah.
Hold on, what did you say?
Nothing good. Nothing good.
Nothing good. Yeah, I know. It must be bad.
There he is. Hey.
Look at all these faces. I'm on my phone.
This is awesome. Thanks for joining away, Keith. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, I mean, in season 3 as well, you had a tough choice, to be fair. You had all 3 of them, but Kreese, come on. Seriously? How could they ever have believed him? The guy just used Martin Coe is so good. He's just yeah. He's got great. I mean, that's what I love about season. Well, I love the whole show, but season 3, because you can explore the characters more. Like even Kreese, someone you did test, and I do. I mean, from with Ron, I'm an original Karate Kid fan as well, and I actually did Tang Sudo as a result of Karate Kid because I was getting bullied in school, and it's the same story. Everyone you mentioned, Ron, that a lot of people have had that thing where it's like, hang on, no, that film has just shown me that I can do something and I can do something about it. And we went in there, and then Martin Coe, you're seeing that off, that bullying figure as he was, but then season 3 with its you've got so much more character development now coming out, and even Kreese, you can start kind of feeling sorry for him as I words out with Venom. And you can see where he's come from and how he's been raised that way, and it's just lovely to see that you have that twist on different characters coming out. And I think when you make a series as long as this one is, and fingers crossed many more seasons to come, all your characters will actually start seeing much more development in them, but someone as evil as Kreese to turn around and at the end of season 3, you're starting to think to yourself, damn it. You know, it's like now I can see why he's like he is. I still hate him because he's still that evil person, or not evil person, you know, that bad character that he is. But you've got empathy towards where he's been honed and turned into that from the upbringing he's had.
Yeah, I think the show's trying to show you that there's good in everyone, and that sometimes people are led down a path that puts them in a place that is, questionable and even considered very bad. But I think the show's trying to show that that it's in you, and then in some ways that everybody can still find that, and even through martial arts and through the show's examples can you can bring it back if it's maybe been lost. And so I think they're really trying to redeem people and rehabilitate people, and we might even find Kreese rehabilitated towards the end of the show. We don't know, but at least right now what they're doing is what they did with Johnny, and just giving you a reason to see that he's actually got good in him too. It's just the world did this.
Yeah, road to redemption.
Yeah, redemption, and it doesn't seem like it's not justification, right? It's not justifying this is why this person is. It's just giving you reasons of what led to this point. Right? There's always a fork in the road, and the person chooses their fork, and they never know what that destiny is going to be. But there's always room for redemption. And I love the backstory of Kreese, because it's like, oh my God, this led to this. He's actually really hurt, right? Hurt people. He's actually damaged. So where's the humanity, right? How can we fix this person? So I'm excited about what season 4 is going to be. I just jumped in because I wanted to.
Oh, that's great. It's a great lovely insight. Thanks, Keith.
That's really special about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I don't have a lot to say. I've never met him when I was on the set. It was always, up on pages when Kreese wasn't there. And so I only have this one-dimensional cartoony figure of Kreese in my mind, basically from the movie mainly and the end of season 2, right? And so what season 3 showed me was that he is he's really multidimensional. And I don't think I ever saw that before. He's just not an assassin machine. He's pretty multidimensional. I thought that was interesting. That's all.
I'm personally fascinated with Martin Kove. I think his acting is just extraordinary. He does hardly anything, and you are completely affected by some of the little, gestures that are going on in his face. It's incredible. And now I love also the story of Robbie. We're watching so much happen to him. And for them to kind of end up together is scary and exciting. And I can't wait to see the continuation of how everybody's paths. It's awesome.
Definitely. Although I don't think by the end of season 4 we're going to have Cobra Kai, hugs not hits. It's Kreese's motto.
I may try. I don't see that.
All right. Speaking of which, have you guys all remember seeing that commercial for Koala Kai?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's so cool the way that they take the opportunity with all of the characters to give them that, as you said, Jeff, the good and the bad, because from an acting standpoint, I've always learned that if you are playing an evil character, you don't think you're evil. You think you have justification for whatever it is that you're doing, whatever choices you make. You're a human who is choosing this, whether it's influenced by your past or by something in you that you're struggling with. It could be anything, but there's a reason that the bad guys are bad guys. And I love that they take that chance to show you a little bit of why he's the bad guy. Because I don't know if I, like Rose, I haven't had the pleasure of working with Martin Kove yet either, but I wonder if that's something that he brought to it in developing the character for the movie. I don't know if Ron could speak to that, but there's a long history there. I'm sure he's had to go through some of that character development himself. I wonder if it aligns.
Well, first of all, Marty is a big old teddy bear. He's a wonderful human being, great friend of mine. He called me the other night, got on the phone with my 7-year-old daughter, and just so that just says something to his acting right there, because he comes through the screen evil. My daughter even said that to him. But yeah, he did have a lot of that backstory built in that he made. Every actor should fill in the gaps of their backstory, and Marty certainly did that. And I don't know how much. I think that he initiated it, and then Josh and John and Hayden and the writers team, the writers room, just kind of took that and made, probably for season 3, developed it even more and just put it on screen for everybody to see. But Marty had already figured a lot of that out. I don't know how much Marty participated. I'm not in the writers room. I wish I was. If I was in the writers room, I would, Bobby would have his own non-for-profit training homeless Lynn. But I'm not in the writers room. But that's my take on it. Marty did have a lot of that backstory filled in. I know that for a fact. And then I think that the other guys just embellished it and brought it to the screen for everybody to see.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and if you're an actor, it's a great. It's a great lesson as an actor, right? I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of an actor and say, "Wow, if I could do that with my characters and fill in that much of the gaps of his backstory, how much you could bring to your performance." So yeah, that's my take on it.
But the writers as well, they're so great at taking a character on the fans' perspective. They take a character and you think it's going one way, and then they completely divert and go another way. It's the same. They leave sort of like little juicy niblet worms sort of everywhere. It's like for instance, even right in season 1, for Cara's sort of character, she's talking about sort of the Cobra Kai being banned, and then she's asking Johnny, so who's this Terry Silver? Straight away, this little niblets in every single fan, and every fan is now waiting for Terry Silver to pop up somewhere. And the way they sort of do this with every character development, it's like everybody's got a fan theory backstory as well, which is fantastic to read and to hear. I mean, even Susan as homeless Lynn, she's been why is she homeless? She's been in the military. She's been a failed movie star, everything, a runaway, everything. So
she's undercover. She's undercover.
Yeah, she's undercover.
The FBI. She's a Fed.
She's an oracle.
She's an agent.
A war on karate.
But no, it's great to see how they do and bring back characters as well. You never know how they've got to bring back a character. It's like we saw even like with Cruz, he's 1 minute he's robbing, stealing things from shops, selling them off, and then he's fighting Daniel LaRusso on the beach, and then he's in jail. And so it's great to see that they have a story for every single character and where they're going to put them next, and it just leaves all of us fans guessing, and it's fantastic. It really
definitely. I'm going to add to that as well. I think for this last season as well, seeing The Chosen and going back to Okinawa, I know I've spoken to some of you individually, but that was just, I mean, how did you guys feel about that? Because that was one of the most beautiful things and parts of TV.
What's
cinematic
great,
type thing about it.
What's great about it is that you have fans who are running the show, right? It's just a bunch of geek boys who love it, and so they are writing and discovering and creating what they want to see, what they've been thinking about for years. And I think that is part of why we're so excited as an audience to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
God, I've been thinking about this too all these years. Oh my God, what happened in Okinawa? Is this what happened? You know, I was just waiting for Daniel to be in the bar doing this whole ready for the iceberg. I was ready for him to bring that back for me because that's my favorite scene in the movie. Anyway, I'm a fan.
I didn't realize when Johnny and Allie reconnected on Facebook and then had lunch together. I didn't know how much I wanted to see that until it happened. And it was like my face was hurting. I was just loving all over on their lunch. Things are happening that you just don't even know you want so much. It's extraordinary.
And as you can guess, Chris, we're all big fans of the show. Like everybody else.
This is great.
We love it.
Moment where they just brought someone back just to do it, you know? You know, the fact that we get to see, you know, our friends from Okinawa once again, but like they're so richly written and reinvented and interesting. So like Chosen just being like this just grumpy bastard at first, but then realizing that like that's so great. And then like the you know, Miyagi's new secret technique of the dead arm or whatever. Like, such an inspired idea. You know, there's never a lazy moment in the whole show, which is another thing that I love about it.
Yeah, it all ties together too. I love the way that they connected Daniel going to Okinawa with then saving LaRusso Otto. That was a nice tie-in as well. That makes it feel like, as you're saying, Matt, that it's not just gratuitous. They really worked hard to tie it all in in a meaningful way, which I think is awesome.
Well, yeah, I can tell you that, you know, when the original Cobras were brought back, you know, it was timed just right, you know, and they told us, I mean, Josh just pulled me aside and he just said, look, you know, the fans have been waiting for the original Cobras to show up, and you know, we realize it's in season 2, it's kind of like Marty just showing up at the very end of season 1. You know, Kreese shows up. Everything is planned out, and Josh just said, look, we do not want to be the people to screw up the Karate Kid franchise. Because it could have gone the other way. You know, I mean, think about it. This could have been a disaster. But they were very smart about how they do it. So they're very smart and very technical and strategic about how and when they introduce somebody. And I mean, that's straight from their mouth. They did not want to be the people that screwed the franchise up.
Am I correct that one of the original members of the Cobra, the one that passes away in the show, passed away in real life just following?
Yeah.
And that was kind of beautiful.
There's a man with the Karate Kid cast, there's a certain synergy that's just beyond us. There's a certain energy, there's certain serendipitous moments and synergistic moments that are just unexplainable, you know? And my personal belief is that there's just more to life than what we can see and touch and feel and smell. Just through my own experiences. But that's one of them. And I can tell you that without going into too much of the detail and everything, but the day of me filming the church stuff with Billy was bittersweet because we knew what was going on with Rob Garrison is the actor. How, you know, he's the guy who came up an ad lib line that became one of the most famous lines in the movie, put him in a body bag.
Get him in a body bag.
Yeah. And then the writers decided to write this really dark comedy moment at the end of, you know, season 2, episode 6. We actually put him in a body bag. And then a year later, I'm on set filming, having one of the best days with Billy. Billy and I are very good friends, and just shooting this thing. And I went out that night and had dinner with Billy, and we knew what was coming. And so without getting into too much story, the next morning on my way back to Southern California on the plane, and Billy had texted me right before I got on the plane. He said, just keep your phone on, because we knew where Rob was. He was in hospice, and they didn't think he was going to make it. And for some reason, I couldn't keep my phone on. I couldn't connect to Wi-Fi on the plane. And I got off 4.5 hours later, my phone was blowing up and Rob had passed away. Me leaving the hotel, because I was there alone this time, at the same hotel where all the original Cobras had stayed a year earlier, and had gone out to dinner and gone to the set and had just this whole magical experience of like stepping off the set of Karate Kid and right back onto the set of Cobra Kai with the same energy. And by the way, exactly to the day we stepped on the set of Cobra Kai was exactly to the day, Halloween day, where we started rolling cameras live for Karate Kid. So when I talk about serendipity and this whole is unexplainable moments, that's one of them. But when I was leaving the hotel to go back, you know, it was just me this time. I felt Rob, if that makes sense for anybody. But I could feel him, and I just knew what was going to happen. So that was a bittersweet moment on the set that day of, you know, filming the church stuff and the whole trip and the whole experience. So yes, but that's the long answer to your story. Yes, he actually did pass away. Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. Like, it's similar to like how Miyagi's, you know, he's not even there, but his story and his life is continuing even beyond the show, even beyond the movies now. And then like that happened then too, right? You know, and just it's got some beauty to it, the poetic beauty that, like, you know, this.
Yeah, and it really does. And you know, Rob Garrison was a real true actor in every sense of the word. He just loved the craft of acting, and he loved playing Tommy, and he loved the fact that he was brought back that episode, you know, and it put an exclamation point on his career. And really, it was, you know, if he was going to pass away a year later, and unfortunately, and by the way, for everybody listening, he was not sick when we shot episode 6. People think he really was. It was just really good makeup and really good acting. But he to have that moment where he got to play Tommy one more time, and to have, you know, the way it all unfolded was, you know, was truly magical. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and beautiful in a way. You know, I wish he was still here.
That's one of the most amazing episodes of the show so far, I think. And I think that was, one of the most special things about it, besides seeing the OG Cobras all back to, you know, -1, all back together again. That was amazing. But the fact that, like, that was the first time that we saw that the show was actually going to go there and take us to those places and bring back, they were like, well, oh my God, if they got the old Cobras back together, then the door's wide open for
even us. Even us, you know, we were like, and Billy and I talk a lot, and he didn't even tell me what was going on when they launched. He had, you know, everything's under wraps in this show. Like, not even the actors know. It's like, you know, for a whole year, this show's called Cobra Kai, and it's going crazy on YouTube. And the original Cobras are back here going, hello. Hello. It's called Cobra Kai. We are hello. You know, and then we got the phone call from the guys, you know, John and Josh, and they said, look, this phone call is 34 years in the making. And they were like, but again, they're very strategic. So not even the actors know what's going on. I was doing the church stuff, and we broke for lunch, and I hear this voice from the side of the church go, hey, Ron. I look over, it's Yuji Okamoto. You know, chosen. And I hadn't seen him for decades. We communicate on Facebook, but you know, and then we had lunch together, and I'm sitting with him, and Josh is right across the way from me. I said, Josh, you didn't tell me this guy was coming back. He goes, everything's under wraps, Ron. Everything. Yeah.
Awesome, amazing. Thanks for sharing all that, Ron. It's really true. I mean, Yuji's comeback was great as well as Chosen, because that, like, it's just when we kicked it off, it's so deadpan all the way through, and you're just thinking, is he really that much of an ass? And then no. And he just turned it right around at the end. It's just like you say, it's just some really sweet, beautiful moments of bringing out those 3 guys, you know, the big 3, as you call it, just bringing everything together, and all of you guys together to make something that is, you know, nearly 30, 40 years on since the original, you know, Karate Kid, and it's just not just the original guy fans, but it's everybody. It's just brought so many people worldwide into feeling exactly as I felt, as you guys felt when we actually, when we first watched the first films. And it's the whole generations of people have just, again, it's just everything about it. It just seems to have gelled together so perfectly. And you guys are obviously huge, big parts of that. Every single one of you for bringing that to us. And the fact that you're all fans as well, and you're just sitting there geeking out with each other. It's hilarious.
Pretty surreal.
Yeah. But as actors, when you've gone got the audition and you've actually, this is your part, do you actually get the full the full script, or do you just get your episode, or do you just get your lines? How do they keep it so it doesn't, things don't leak out, or is that?
You get your whole episode, or at least I have in my experience. But you do have to sign an NDA. So, unless you're a complete idiot, you're not going to say anything because they're going to know somehow. They're going to figure out. But yeah, I could only see the length of that episode, what was going to happen. So, for season 3, that was really interesting because I started in episode 1, so I didn't even know that I was going to be back in episode 4 at that point. So it's all very as the days go.
Mm-hmm. So you shoot your scenes and you just don't know where you're going to be.
At least at my level, I'm sure that the main characters have a pretty full vision, I think, of what's happening.
For season 1 and season 2, I think I actually got on set and got my portion of the script. I was like, I had no clue what else is happening. They were like, you didn't get the script? I was like, no, nobody sent it. So I quickly would just be in the trailer with Trey, and I'm just running my lines back and forth. I mean, thank God I didn't have like too many lines in a scene. And but yeah,
Jeff, they know you didn't get the whole script. Oh my gosh, you didn't get the script.
No, they do that.
But then season 3,
we're so sorry.
Season 3, I got to do the table read for episode 1 and 2. Now that was a treat. That was the first time I got to sit around so many of the actors all at once, because most of the time it was just me, Trey, and Robbie, and then William Zabka. And then, season 2, I got to see a lot more people for lunch and stuff, but on the beach. But yeah, everything's dark.
It's a real good exercise in playing the given circumstances. Sorry, Rosie.
No, yeah. That I think at the very beginning, we'd only get a few pages of what we were doing that day. I don't remember getting the full script in the first season, but then I did get the full script in season 2, I guess. And but they do keep it close to the vest. For WandaVision, just FYI, they didn't even give me a script. They only allowed me to look at it in the PA's hand, because I had like one line. And they would not let me have it.
Don't see anybody else's.
I wonder, did anyone else have the experience for season 1? My sides that I got that were sent to me through Actors Access were the real script. And so often when we get sides, they can even be completely dummy sides. Like they're not even anything that's in the script anywhere. Character names are made up. Everything is fake so that they get a sense for maybe what they want you to be doing in the scene without giving you anything real. But this was the actual script, and really nothing much changed from my audition to when we shot it. But then, for season 3, I didn't have to audition. So I don't know if they're doing that differently now that the show is more popular and they have more to protect. So I can't really speak to that, but I've been curious about that, wondering if they're doing dummy sides now for auditions for the subsequent seasons.
I don't think so. I've taped friends that have auditioned for the show.
Oh yeah.
Auditioned for season 3. And then when I saw it, so at least, for season 3, now that they're working on 4, it might be different. But for season 3, the roles that I taped friends for were like word for word when I saw it. So.
It is amazing that it doesn't leak with that being the case.
Well, I knew about Eagle Fang for like over a year.
Wow.
So, like,
you tell me that.
I would just giggle about it, once a day. Eagle Fang, That's hilarious. Like, I can't wait for that.
You actually
quiet.
So you can't even discuss the scenes amongst yourselves. It's kept so tightly closed that it's like, it's your scene, your character, that's it. You can't sort of, oh, today I was doing this, or then you can't.
I think it's sort of a professional agreement that we know that, you know, these things are held close to the vest. And
yeah,
yes,
we don't even ask each other about it.
Yeah,
we don't even ask each other.
But
And Rose and Matt and I are practically neighbors, and we don't talk.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
It's also sort of a sensitive situation, you know, because you know, all of us except for Ron are co-stars on the show, right? And so we're sort of, you know, in the great pyramid of power, there's, you know, the stars, then there's the guest stars, and then there's the co-stars. So for us, you know, we may not know that we're even going to be in a season.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a week before.
That's right.
Sort of call you
I
up
don't even talk about it until I watch it, because also the first time you're watching it is the first time I'm watching it. I'm like, wait until 3 a.m. I set my alarm. I get up. I'm like, oh my God, it's perfect. I love it. Especially that season 3 scene. I just died laughing.
That was awesome.
It could have been funnier. Oh my God, I was so happy. I love getting beat up in this show. It's so fun.
I think there was actually somebody on the Homeless Lynn page, our group, and they actually asked, it was like, please ask Jeff if he actually did get hit by William Zabka. Did he actually? One time.
He connected. He got a full-on smack across my face. I'm like, keep rolling.
I gotta hop off. I'll see you guys later. It's great.
Oh, Kurt, thank you so much. I was gonna...
Later,
Kurt.
Thank you.
I wanted to say too, Helen, something interesting going back to what Jeff said about just not saying anything until we've seen it ourselves with our own eyes. Because I learned my lesson with that. I was so excited in season 1 about something that was part of that cafeteria scene. I'm giving my speech about cyberbullying, and they cut more than half of it. And I was so sad because it was hilarious. I go on about how when I went to West Valley, I had been bullied and I had bad acne, and the other kids called me pizza face. And at that point, Brooks is sitting at the table with Kyler, and they're eating cafeteria pizza, and he pulls a piece of pepperoni off and chucks it at me. He was sitting too far away with where the camera had to be for that to happen in real life. So the special effects people had built a pepperoni gun,
way. Oh, wow.
Hydraulic rocket powered at like 200 PSI to shoot pepperoni at my face. And they tried dry pepperoni and they tried wet pepperoni, and it was hilarious. And so this thing is shooting pepperoni on the cheek, falls on my face, and then I have to like get teary-eyed about, you know, it's all oh my God, it was the best. And I was so excited to see how it turned out. So
That's hilarious.
I did not know that story.
Oh,
hey, Erin, I don't want to cut you off, but my phone is dying, so I have to go. My phone's dying.
All right, thanks very much, Rose. Lovely to
It's lovely to see you.
Bye,
Lovely
Rose.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
That is hilarious, Erin. I mean, that is hilarious.
Yeah.
I really was hoping it would show up in the deleted scenes on the DVD, but it wasn't there.
Oh.
But,
We'll have to start a campaign to get it shown then.
I'd love to see it, but
guys are so funny, man.
But yeah, we definitely all learn early on doing this work that you can't even be sure that you're going to be in the episode that you worked on. So
I've actually seen some of the characters in the show, even one that ran a scene with me that she, you know, was completely cut out of the show. And I can't imagine that feeling. But, you know, that's why you don't talk about it, because you don't want to put yourself out there and all of a sudden you're not even in there. And people are like, what happened? It's like,
I think it was Dustin Lewis. I think when I spoke to him, he's obviously on Cobra Kai as well. And I spoke, lovely guy as well, and I think he was the same because we talked when I first talked about Sleepy Hollow, and I think he'd been in the film and he had the same thing because we were talking about the film coming up, and then when I spoke to him again afterwards, he just did sheepishly say, he goes, I was cut. And I was like, oh. So, you know, it's really sad to that happens. You know, you put so much effort into it, and then it's the editing going around and things like that. It's just not good. I've just realized, guys, we're at like an hour now, and I promised I wouldn't keep you too long. But if you're willing to carry on, we can carry on, but I don't want to keep you. So I've noticed, obviously, everyone's got commitments you need to get to.
Well, thank you so much, Chris. This has been a blast, and thanks everybody.
I was going to say before
facilitating it, Chris.
No, you're welcome. I was going to say actually before you go, I'm going to go around each one of you, and I want to have a theory, one of your theories for season 4. I just you don't know about it because you've told me you haven't got a clue what's going on. So I'm going to start up with Susan because I'm going to go from my screen. So Susan's in my top left.
Oh, okay. Cruz and Lynn are partying hard, and Pastor Bobby is trying to help them. How about that?
Fair enough.
And maybe Johnny parties with us. Who knows? He's not that much of fun. If he doesn't watch it, he'll be in the gutter with Cruz and I.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Johnny and Lynn seem to be getting on quite well. You know, I think she's got a bit of a shine for him.
Hey, Chris, I gotta bounce out, guys.
Oh, Keith, thanks very much for joining.
Sorry. Thanks for having me.
Take care.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you.
For 4th season, that us committee members are going to have our own episode. That's what I'm thinking.
No.
I'm really pushing for our own fight sequence.
Oh, that'll be cool. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know, you're the board, so why not? Why not that you're all karate champions?
Someone, I don't know who it is, but I want to get some kicks in somewhere.
Well, that was actually one of my sort of theories. Sort of the beginning, the season 1, you had Kreese and Terry Silver who were banned from the Cobra Kai from the All Valley, and it was Johnny's Cobra Kai that was allowed back in. So now Kreese is coming back. Is he, is he actually going to be allowed? Are the committee going to be like, well, maybe not? And then Kreese sort of comes in and starts threatening the committee members, or maybe Terry Silver's got to come in and try and pay people off. We don't know. That's my crazy theory for the committee.
Well, I mean, I do think we all have former martial arts experience. I think that the entire committee, we were in the All Valley too back in our day. That's why we're so supportive and connected to it. So yeah, hopefully we get to rip our glasses off and kick the shit out of some people.
Metaphorically, we all joined karate so we can break some boards. So like maybe we got to break y'all a little bit or something.
Double entendre board.
Yeah. I can see the fight scene building. Rick, how about you?
I see maybe the penultimate episode. It'll be something like Avengers Endgame with everybody comes out for this all-out battle. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know.
Excellent. Erin?
So see it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to anyone else, but I think a lot of the fans might enjoy seeing Counselor Blatt get the wrong end of a roundhouse kick at some point. So back, she'll just be trying to hug everybody, but
and last but not least, obviously Ron. Kari's obviously got the board. I do like that idea, by the way, you guys coming back as the board of full championship. Excellent. Before I move on to you, Ron, I've just got to say Kate Brett actually says for real she wants Bobby to give Kreese a complete beatdown.
Yeah. Bobby, man. Bobby's been holding it in for years.
Yeah, so Kate wants that. So how about yourself, Ron? Anything?
Oh, I got my theory is season 4 is going to be amazing. It's just like all the other seasons, and I'll see homeless Lynn in the dojo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start stretching, Ron. I'm gonna start stretching.
Hey, no shoe throwing. No shoe throwing.
No. Got some training to do. Pastor Bobby's going to start his own nonprofit dojo for inner city children that can't afford it. He's going to start training them for free, and he's going to train homeless Lynn, and she's going to be his star student. And And
What are you going to call your dojo?
Yeah.
The righteous kick.
I haven't thought about that.
Bobby
He's
Doe
backing me up.
karate, right?
Bobby Doe.
Bobby Doe.
Bobby Doe.
And you can serve soup too, right?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
That's how you'll lure her in, is with a burrito. Or
Oh yeah, get the burrito. Yeah.
I think we're likely to see some. I'd like to see Terry Silver come back. I'd like to see that. I guess hopeful, wishful thinking. I'd love to see Cruz kind of come in and team up with Kreese a little bit, like Cruz and Trey, like doing some extra dirty work. I could see that, but it's tough to say because I think assault with a deadly weapon and theft puts you in prison for a little bit longer. So I don't
You'll
know.
be meeting up with Dutch.
Yeah.
Maybe I see it in season 5, maybe at 4. I don't know, but hopefully it's not wishful thinking on the Cruz part, and maybe it's Cruz Silver. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe
All right, cheers, Ron.
Cruz
Take
comes
care.
back
Thank
as
you.
a friend. Thanks, Ron.
See you on the mat, homeless Lynn.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
So much.
Take care, Ron.
Thank you.
See you, Rick.
Bye, Ron.
Later, brother. Take care. Good to meet
All right,
you.
you
I
guys
was gonna say, my quick theory was the fact that last phone call from Kreese was to actually Johnny Rambo, because they were both obviously in that film together as well. So maybe there.
That's awesome.
Excellent, guys. Look, it's been absolute. This has been such a blast. I would say it's the first time I've done a live. First time I've done it with so many, and you are just the most amazing group of people. You really are. I so much appreciate your time, and also I've got to give shouts out to Kate Brett, Movie Junk. Who else is there? Swervy. WL Mob 420 and Dorothy M again, because they've all been sitting on chatter on YouTube as well. So thanks to everyone who's
You're all
tuned in, watched,
amazing.
and you guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Hopefully one day they'll have a Cobra Con and you get to see everyone.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Thank you for all the great questions, Chris and Helen too.
Yeah, definitely. Helen, thank you for joining us.
Helen.
No, it's absolutely amazing just to get, an hour to meet all of you. It's been absolutely fantastic. And I really hope you can do it again. It will be wonderful.
Yeah, I'd love to after season 4 maybe, or once we can all come back and discuss season 4.
Okay, next time in Venice, we'll all
the Cobra Con. Oh, brilliant. Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much again for your time.
Take care, everybody.
I know time is precious.
Thank
so thank
you.
Take care.
Thank you all. Be safe,
Bye.
everyone.
You too. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.